go ahead and place a GUI camera in the scene for this next example. So the GUI camera in the scene, what we're going to do is actually kind of go over the scaling and the auto scaling that's available in it. If we were to place a button here, let's say we put a button, and one thing to remember is that, if the GUI on this one, when we get to camera, we'll explain it more, but if this one sometimes gets distracting you, or you click on it instead of the right one, you can always go to your GUI camera and just say show in the editor, just turn it off. That way you can only see it here. Alright, so what we're going to do on this one though, I'm going to go to the button, I'm going to go over to our scaling option here. So I'm kind of prefacing several of these different buttons with this is beta, there are bugs in this. I'm going to show you ideally how it should work. There are ways to break it, and we have a long list of how to do that. But the main function behind this is to actually say, well, what if we wanted to say we're going to use the scale padding. We're actually wanting to say that we can actually create, I'm going to move this down here so you can see it. We actually want to say that I want a button that scales proportionate to the screen. You could say you want it 100% and it'll go across the screen. No matter what screen it is, it'll always go to the right width of it. You might want to say you only want to use 50% of the screen. Same thing for height. We could actually say we just want 50% of the height. And what that means is that it's going to, this button here is going to be 50% of whatever screen size it's on. You can also, over on the other side, you can say there's a screen width minimum and maximum. So you could say that no matter what, I want to make sure that it's at least 50% maximum. You could say maybe you want it to be 100% of the 50%. So you're able to actually say which one you want. That way if it's getting scaled, it'll actually stop at a certain point, or it'll scale out and then stop at a width that it should go to. Alright, and then the scaling out, you can actually scale at max. You can actually go 200% past. Alright, so those are going to be our screen width, screen max for the width and the height options for it. And then the uniform pad scaling, if you're actually just wanting to make sure that uniformly this scales proportionate to it. Or you can turn it off to say you want these to be a little bit different as it goes. The other thing to do is, if I was wanting this button to be full screen going across here, remember the kind of a key element to this is that, say for instance I take it to 100 and 100, but my button is only right here. Well, if you look actually at the screen, one, the actual button is only here. The square is from here down to here, which would cover the whole thing. But also, if I had something like this, I would need to actually move this down right here. So you can move, so it gets a little confusing because you could see this screen, but then you're also looking at the other screen, which is why if you're in the camera mode and you say show an editor and turn it off, sometimes it makes it a little bit clearer for the user to actually see this and say, oh, okay, I can move it down to the bottom area right here, and or maybe I just want it right in the center. And then when I hit play, we'll start with just a large button. I think it was, I'll double check if it was set for camera view on this. Yeah, so then we have the button here that's right in front of our screen. Alright, so that'll give us the kind of basic setup for how we can actually use the scaling option for it. Again, just to recap on it, is that the scaling it'll work pretty well for it. If you're using the use scale pattern, you can scale something up and place it somewhere, and it'll have pretty good results. Also, if you say you don't want to use this, you go back to whatever regular scaling you were using before. Then the other option is to say the scale is locked, and what that's going to do is just say that it can't actually go anywhere else. So this one's probably got some bugs in it. This one, it'll give you mixed results sometimes. So if you're willing to test it out, awesome. If you want to see if you can figure some things out, we'll also be posting a lot of our current known bugs online so that you'll be able to see where things are with it and be able to kind of have a clue as to if you're getting something similar. You'll know that we've having the same issues with it. All right, so that's going to be the scaling option for it.